I'm Avery, 29, working in corporate compliance at a mid-sized firm, married to Sebastian for 3 years. Been together for 6 total. Things have been getting too comfortable lately. Need to remind him who really runs this relationship. Decide it's time for a little experiment to test my influence over him. Start by pulling back on all the little touches throughout the day. No more hand-holding during movies. No casual kisses goodbye in the morning. When he tries to initiate anything physical, I suddenly have a headache or I'm too tired. It's not about sex, really. It's about power dynamics and making sure he understands his place. Watch him get confused when I move away from his touch on the couch. Everything okay, babe? He asks with genuine concern. I'm fine, Sebastian. Just need some space right now. Internally satisfied when I see the hurt flash across his face. He doesn't get to just assume access to my body whenever he wants. This will be good for him, teach him some respect. First week goes by. He's trying to be understanding. Brings me coffee in the morning. Asks if I want to talk about anything. Almost cave when he's being so sweet, but no, this is important. I need to establish that intimacy is something I control, not something he's entitled to. Keep giving him the cold shoulder, literally turning away when he tries to cuddle at night. Avery, what's going on? Did I do something wrong? You didn't do anything specific, Sebastian. I just don't feel like being touched right now. Love how he's starting to second guesses himself, walking on eggshells. This is exactly what I wanted. Him realizing he can't just take me for granted. The second week, he's getting more frustrated, tries to have a conversation about our intimacy issues. I deflect and make it about how he's being needy and pressuring me. I'm not pressuring you, Avery. I'm trying to understand why my own wife won't even hold my hand. Maybe examine why you feel entitled to physical contact, Sebastian. See him clench his jaw. Getting angry now. Perfect. Anger means he's taking this seriously. Feeling powerful watching him struggle with this. Third week, he's definitely angry, but trying to stay calm. Stops trying to initiate anything. Starts sleeping on his side of the bed without attempting to get close. This should feel like victory, but it's actually kind of annoying. Wanted him to keep trying so I could keep rejecting him. Not just give up entirely. Decide to escalate. Start flinching when he accidentally brushes against me. Make dramatic sigh when he sits too close on the couch. Seriously, Avery, I can't even sit next to you now. I'm not stopping you from sitting there, Sebastian. I'm just expressing my discomfort with unwanted contact. Watch him stand up and pace around the living room, clearly furious. Unwanted contact. I'm your husband, not some creep on the subway. Being married doesn't mean consent is automatic, Sebastian. Technically true, and he knows it. Can see him struggling with how to respond. Feel vindicated when he storms out to the garage. Month in, he stops being sweet entirely. No more morning coffee. No more checking in on my day. This is what I wanted, right? For him to understand that affection isn't guaranteed, but it's also kind of lonely, which is annoying. Convince myself this is just the adjustment period. He'll learn to appreciate what he has. When he does talk to me, it's clipped and businesslike. I'll be late tonight working on the Peterson project. Your mother called. She wants us to visit next weekend. No warmth, no casual affection, just necessary information. Starting to feel like roommates, but this is his choice. He could try harder to win back my affection, but he's being stubborn. 5 weeks in, he asks for a serious talk. Sit in the living room across from each other like we're in mediation. Avery, I need to understand what's happening here. Is this permanent? Are you just never going to touch me again? I don't know what you mean, Sebastian. Don't play dumb. You know exactly what you're doing. No kissing, no hugging, no holding hands. You won't even let me touch your shoulder. I'm just not feeling very physical lately for over a month. This isn't a phase, Avery. This is deliberate. He's getting heated now. Exactly what I was hoping for. Are you saying I owe you physical contact, Sebastian? I'm saying I'm your husband, and you're treating me like a stranger you're disgusted by. Feel a little thrill at how angry he is? Means this is really getting to him. Maybe think about why you're so dependent on physical validation. Watch him put his head in his hands, shoulders shaking with frustration. This is insane, Avery. We used to be affectionate with each other. That's what couples do. Healthy couples respect boundaries, Sebastian. What boundaries? You haven't told me. What I supposedly did wrong. Exactly the point. He should be examining his own behavior without me having to spell it out. I shouldn't have to explain why I don't want to be touched. He stands up abruptly, starts pacing again. So what? I'm just supposed to live in a sexless, affectionless marriage forever because you've decided I don't deserve basic human connection. Now you're being dramatic. Dramatic? Avery, you won't even high five me when I tell you good news about work. I didn't realize I'd been that thorough, but good. Consistency is important. Physical celebration isn't the only way to show support, Sebastian. He stops pacing and stares at me. You're enjoying this, aren't you? You like watching me suffer. Feel a little defensive because that makes me sound horrible. I'm not making you suffer. I'm just not available for physical contact right now. Right now? It's been 5 weeks, Avery. 5 weeks. He's really losing it now. Face getting red. This is exactly the reaction I wanted, but also kind of scary. You're being very aggressive, Sebastian. I'm being frustrated. There's a difference. He storms off to the bedroom, slams the door. Feel triumphant, but also a little guilty. 6 weeks in, he barely speaks to me. When he does, it's cold and formal. Starts working late every night. Comes home after I'm already in bed. This wasn't part of the plan. He's supposed to be trying harder, not avoiding me entirely. Try to engage him in conversation, but he gives one-word answers. How was work? Fine. Did you see that article about the new restaurant downtown? No. Starting to feel like maybe I pushed too far, but can't back down now. That would defeat the entire purpose of the exercise. Need him to understand that intimacy is earned, not expected. 7 weeks. He asks for another talk. This time he seems calmer, but also somehow more frightening. Avery, I've been thinking about our relationship. Okay. I need to know if you're planning to be affectionate with me ever again. I can't predict the future, Sebastian. That's not an answer. He's being very direct now. Not getting emotional like before. I told you I'm not feeling very physical lately. Stop lying to me, Avery. This isn't about not feeling physical. This is deliberate withholding. Feel caught, but can't admit that. I'm not lying. I'm telling you how I feel. You're using intimacy as a weapon. That's a very ugly way to frame my boundaries, Sebastian. Your boundaries are your control tactics? Starting to get nervous. He's being too perceptive. I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, you do. You're testing me. You want to see how much you can withhold before I break. That's ridiculous. Is it? Because it feels exactly like that. He leans back in his chair, studying me. So here's my question, Avery. What happens when you've proven your point? When you've established that you have complete control over physical intimacy in this marriage? Don't like where this is going. I haven't proven any point, Sebastian. I'm just not in the mood lately for 7 weeks straight. Yes. And you see nothing wrong with that? I see nothing wrong with having bodily autonomy. He nods slowly. Okay, Avery, I hear you. Something about his tone makes me uncomfortable, but he doesn't seem angry anymore. 8 weeks in, he's different. Not angry, not frustrated, just distant. Like he's made some kind of decision. Still working late, still barely talking to me. But there's something almost peaceful about his detachment now. Try to engage him more. Suddenly worried about how far apart we've grown. Sebastian, do you want to watch a movie tonight? I have plans. What plans? Just plans. He's becoming mysterious, which is annoying. Used to tell me everything he was doing. 9 weeks. Catch him on the phone in the garage. Can't hear what he's saying, but he's talking quietly. Seriously, when I ask who called, he just says work stuff, but it was 8 p.m. on a Saturday. Definitely not work. Starting to feel paranoid. What if he's talking to another woman? Would serve him right, honestly, but also would ruin my whole experiment. 10 weeks. He comes home with a different energy. Not angry anymore, not frustrated, just resolved. Sits me down for another talk. Avery, I want to ask you one more time. Is this how our marriage is going to be from now on? What do you mean? No physical affection, no intimacy, no casual touching. Is this permanent? Finally feels like he's ready to negotiate. This is what I've been waiting for. Him to acknowledge that he needs to earn these things. I don't know, Sebastian. That depends on a lot of factors. What factors? Perfect. Now I can lay out my terms. Whether you can show me that you understand intimacy isn't something you're entitled to. And how would I show you that? By proving that you value me for more than just physical connection. He nods thoughtfully. So if I prove that, Then you'll be affectionate with me again? Maybe. Maybe. I can't make promises, Sebastian, but it would be a start. He's quiet for a long time, Avery. I have something to tell you. Finally, he's ready to apologize and commit to doing better. What? I already called a lawyer. Wait, what? What? I called a lawyer 3 weeks ago. The papers are being drawn up. Feel like the floor just dropped out from under me. Papers? What papers? Divorce papers. Avery. This can't be happening, Sebastian. You can't be serious. I'm completely serious. Heart starts racing. This wasn't supposed to happen. But I thought we were working through this. Working through what? You've made it clear that physical intimacy is something you're going to withhold indefinitely. That's not. I never said indefinitely. You said maybe after I prove myself worthy. That's not a marriage. Avery? Panic's starting to set in. Sebastian, let's talk about this. We've been talking for 10 weeks. You've made your position clear. My position? I was just setting some boundaries by cutting off all physical affection for over 2 months. That's not boundaries. That's punishment. This is spiraling completely out of control. I wasn't punishing you, Sebastian. Then what were you doing? Can't tell him it was a test. That would make everything worse. I was just going through something for 10 weeks. Yes. He stands up. Avery, even if that were true, you refused to communicate about it. You refused to work on it together. You just cut me off completely. I didn't refuse to communicate. You did. Every time I tried to talk about it, you deflected or made it my fault. Starting to realize how badly I miscalculated this. Sebastian, please. Can we start over? Start over? How? Reach for his hand without thinking. Then remember I haven't touched him in 10 weeks. He notices me. Reach out and then stop. See, even now you're calculating it. I'm not calculating anything. You were about to touch me and then stopped yourself. That's not natural, Avery. That's strategic. Feel completely exposed. Sebastian, I love you, do you? Because you've spent the last 10 weeks proving the opposite. This can't be happening. He can't actually leave me. The papers aren't finalized yet, right? We can work this out, Avery. You've had 10 weeks to work it out. Instead, you doubled down, but I'm ready to work on it now. Now that I'm leaving, that's convenient. Realize how that sounds, but it's not like that. No, I've been thinking about this for weeks. Have you? Because yesterday you told me you weren't ready to be physical and you didn't know when you would be. I did say that. I needed more time. Time for what, Avery? Time to see how much control you could have over me. He's getting too close to the truth. That's not fair, Sebastian, isn't it? Because that's exactly what this feels like. Start crying. Not because I'm sad, but because I'm panicking. Sebastian, please. I'll change. I'll be different. You'll be different, or you'll stop withholding affection. Both. See, that's the problem. You're talking about affection like it's something you give or withhold based on my behavior. He's right, but I can't admit that. That's not how I see it. It's exactly how you see it. You've been treating intimacy like a reward system. Feel desperate now, Sebastian. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. What mistake? Being honest about how you feel or getting caught manipulating me. I wasn't manipulating you. Then why are you suddenly ready to be affectionate now that I'm leaving? Can't answer that without admitting everything. I realize now how much I've hurt you. You realize that just now? Not when I was begging you to explain what was wrong for weeks. This is going terribly. I was confused, Sebastian. I didn't know how to handle what I was feeling. What were you feeling, Avery? Scrambling for something that sounds believable. I felt disconnected. Disconnected from what? From you. From us. And your solution was to disconnect even more. Realize how stupid that sounds. I know it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. But you know what does make sense? Testing to see how much power you have in this relationship. He's not going to let this go. Sebastian, even if that were true, can't we work through it? Even if it were true. Avery, stop lying to me. Feel cornered now. Fine, maybe I was testing some things, but that doesn't mean I don't love you. Testing what things? Just relationship dynamics. Relationship dynamics. You mean power dynamics? Can't deny it anymore. Maybe, he nods. So you admit you were deliberately withholding affection to test your control over me. Feel sick admitting it. It wasn't supposed to go this far. How far was it supposed to go, Avery? I don't know. I just wanted to see. See what? See if you would fight for me. Realize how pathetic that sounds. Fight for you by begging for basic affection from my own wife. No, that's not what I meant. What did you mean? Starting to cry harder. I don't know. Sebastian, I wasn't thinking clearly. You weren't thinking clearly for 10 weeks. I thought you would. I thought it would work differently. You thought what would work differently. Can't explain without sounding horrible. I thought you would try harder. Try harder to do what? To win me back. He stares at me. Win you back from what? I wanted to feel pursued. So you cut off all physical affection for 10 weeks because you wanted to feel pursued. Sounds insane when he says it like that. It was more complicated than that, was it? Because it sounds like you decided to torture me for sport. I didn't torture you, Sebastian. What would you call it then? I don't know how to answer that. I was trying to improve our relationship by destroying it, by making it more balanced. More balanced how? By making sure you didn't take me for granted. When did I ever take you for granted? Avery can't think of a specific example. It was just a feeling I had. A feeling. So you decided to conduct a psychological experiment on your husband based on a feeling. When he puts it like that, it sounds horrible. Sebastian, please? I know I messed up, but we can fix this. How? How do we fix the fact that you're capable of calculating cruelty like this? It wasn't cruelty. What was it then? Struggling to find words that don't make me sound awful. It was a mistake in judgment, a mistake that lasted 10 weeks. Yes, and you only recognize it as a mistake now that I'm leaving. Realize he's right, and it makes me look terrible. Sebastian, I love you. I want to make this work. Do you love me? Or do you love having control over me? I love you. Then why did you spend 10 weeks making me miserable? Don't have a good answer. I thought it would make things better in the long run. Better for who? For both of us. How would making me feel rejected and unloved make things better for me? Starting to realize how selfish this all was. I didn't think about it from your perspective. For 10 weeks, you didn't think about my perspective. I was focused on my own feelings. Your own feelings of what? Of wanting more control. Can't believe I just admitted that. So, you do admit this was about control. Yes, but not in a bad way. There's a good way to manipulate your spouse. Feel desperate, Sebastian. People make mistakes. Can't you forgive me, Avery? This wasn't a mistake. This was a sustained campaign of emotional manipulation. That's not fair, isn't it? You deliberately withheld affection for 10 weeks to test your power over me. When you say it like that, it sounds worse than it was. How was it better than that? Can't think of how to make it sound better. I never meant to hurt you this much. You meant to hurt me some, though. Realize that's true. Maybe a little. Why? Because I wanted you to appreciate me more. And you thought hurting me would make me appreciate you. Sounds completely backwards now. I thought it would make you not take me for granted. Avery, I brought you coffee every morning. I asked about your day. I tried to plan date nights. I bought you flowers randomly. I told you I loved you every day. How was I taking you for granted? Realize he's right. He was actually really sweet. I guess I just felt like, what? Like you expected intimacy? I'm your husband. Is it wrong to expect affection from your wife? Feel cornered. No, but I wanted it to feel more special, so you made it completely absent instead. I was trying to reset think by punishing me for 10 weeks. I wasn't punishing you. What do you call deliberately withholding affection from someone you claim to love? I don't have an answer that doesn't sound bad. Sebastian, please don't leave me. Why shouldn't I? Because I'll never do anything like this again. How do I know that? Because I understand now how wrong it was. You understand now after I've already called a lawyer. Yes, that's convenient timing, Avery. It's not about timing. I genuinely see how I hurt you. Do you? Or do you see that your manipulation backfired? Both. But can't say that. I see that I hurt someone I love. And what are you going to do differently? I'll never withhold affection again. What else? What do you mean? What else are you going to do differently? Because this isn't just about withholding affection. I don't understand. Avery, you lied to me for 10 weeks. You manipulated me. You gaslit me when I tried to talk about it. You made me feel crazy for wanting basic affection from my wife. Realize the scope of what I did. I'll work on my communication. Will you? Because every time I tried to communicate, you deflected. I'll be more honest. About what? About my feelings and motivations. Your motivation was to control me. Are you going to be honest about that next time? There won't be a next time. How do I know that? Because I love you. You loved me during the last 10 weeks, too. Apparently feel completely lost. Sebastian, what do you want me to say? I don't want you to say anything, Avery. It's too late for words. It's not too late. It is. The papers are already drawn up, but you haven't signed them yet. I'm signing them tomorrow. Panic completely. Sebastian, no, please. Let's go to counseling. Counseling? You couldn't even have honest conversations with me for 10 weeks. A counselor would help us communicate better. A counselor would help you manipulate more effectively. You mean that's not true, isn't it? You just learned better techniques. Realize he doesn't trust me at all anymore. Sebastian, I swear to you, I will never manipulate you again. Your swearing doesn't mean much to me right now. Avery, what can I do to prove it to you? Nothing. That's the point. There has to be something. No, there doesn't. I'm done. Feel completely desperate. Sebastian, I'll do anything. You had 10 weeks to do anything. Instead, you chose to hurt me. I didn't know you were this unhappy because you didn't care. You were too focused on your experiment. Realize that's true. I care now. You care now that I'm leaving. That's not the same thing. Yes, it is. No, Avery, it's not. You care about losing control, not about my feelings. Feel attacked. That's not fair. Fair? You want to talk about fair after what you put me through? I don't know what to say. I'm sorry, Sebastian. I know you are. Sorry you got caught. No. Sorry I hurt you. Are you? Because you seemed pretty satisfied when you were doing it. Can't deny that I was wrong. Yes, you were. He stands up. Sebastian, wait. No, Avery. I'm done waiting. I waited for 10 weeks for you to stop playing games. I'm not playing games anymore. You're playing games right now. This whole conversation is you trying to manipulate me into staying. Realize he's right again. I just don't want to lose you. You already lost me. 10 weeks ago. Feel like my whole world is ending. Sebastian, please. No, Avery. I'm signing the papers tomorrow and filing them next week. Watch him walk toward the bedroom. This isn't over, Sebastian. He turns around. If this confession kept you hooked, make sure to subscribe, like, and share. We share powerful true stories every day that explore the complex realities of life.